Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Rangers, and my heart is either beating so fast that I cannot feel the beats, or completely stopped altogether. Who's to say? That was certainly a game that happened. I'm here to talk about Game 15. Rangers win in the shootout, a 7-round shootout. Oh, boy! Okay. Where do we start? Georgiev in net. For starters, that's a good place to start with it. Shesterkin, after yesterday, completely fine, right? Gallant said he was fine, he just wanted to be 100% sure, but Shesterkin wanted to stay in the game, and is 100%, so there's no concern there. That's a positive, but because it's a back-to-back, obviously, Georgiev's in net. And I'm going to talk about Georgiev more towards the end of the video. So, first goal, Brat scores for the Devils. Now, it was a breakaway. And I really don't like blaming breakaways on goaltenders. And by talking negatively about Georgiev in this instant, I'm going to sound like I just hate him. I don't. I like Alexander Georgiev a good bit. But man, oh man, I don't think I've seen a goaltender give less effort on a goal than this one. Doesn't go into the butterfly, just kind of stands there. I get that Brad has fast hands. But man, just a little bit of effort, even if it's a super delayed butterfly, just at least move like you're awake. It seemed like the controller died, and in his vision, there was just the, please reconnect the Xbox controller by pressing X now. And that was it for the first period. A sort of meh first period. The Rangers had chances, they looked okay. They also gave up a lot of chances, and that goal. So we go into the second, we're down 1-0. Luckily, Adam Fox said, hey, I'm Adam Fox. So the Fox goal actually doesn't start with Adam Fox. It starts with Alexis Lafreniere. He makes a really nice play in our defensive zone, gets it to Ryan Lindgren. Ryan Lindgren carries it through the neutral zone into the offensive zone and kind of towards the blue paint. Not a real shot on goal. I don't know if it was a shot on goal or trying to be a pass back to Laffy. Doesn't work. Mackenzie Blackwood gets it. He just gives it to Damon Severson, and he tries to clear. The key word is tries. Adam Fox spears it with a skate, and then, just Adam Fox. What else is there to say? Fox has it, backhand, off the crossbar, beautiful goal, and he scores the most assisted, unassisted goal I've ever seen, tie it at 1. Awesome, awesome goal. A little bit later in the second period, Alexis Lafreniere and Jimmy Vesey are scrapping it up a little bit. Laffy kind of does a little bit of a slash on VC. He retaliates with a much bigger slash. The refs catch that one. He goes to the penalty box. Rangers get a power play. First unit doesn't score. Second unit technically doesn't score, but they're on the ice when the goal happens, so it's kind of one of those, it wasn't on the power play, but it was because of the power play kind of things. So the power play is expiring. The Rangers are passing it around. I believe it was Niles Lundqvist gives it to Kakko. He passes crossed ice over to Jacob Trouba. He puts a shot on net, and it does this weird thing, which I don't understand how pucks do this, but it just kind of goes straight up in the air over Mackenzie Blackwood and falls on the ice in the blue paint behind him. And Alexis Lafreniere goes, oh, look, a puck! I know what to do with that! Lafreniere just shoves it on in there. His 4th of the season. His 4th of the season? When were the other 3? Yeah, his 4th of the season, apparently. And the Rangers take a 2-1 lead. And not just that, Kakko gets his first point of the year. And that happens and you go, oh, cool. Hopefully he'll get some confidence and maybe have a good rest of the game. Granted, Kakko was pretty solid before that, but after that point, his confidence went through the ceiling, and in a good way. But it is the Rangers, and there's only so much positive you can have in any given moment. So, back to the negative stuff. Ryan Lindgren takes a super weak interference call. I thought it was kind of crap. I did not like it at all. Devils get a power play. They accidentally clear it themselves, and then Dougie Hamilton just carries back in, and a beautiful top shelf off the crossbar shot ties it at 2. I can't be mad at Alexander Georgiev there. That's just a beautiful shot by Dougie Hamilton. No one's stopping that. Shesterkin is not stopping that, and I'm a bit... You guys know how I feel about Igor Shesterkin. I'm not going to hold that against Alexander Georgiev. That's just beautiful. That's one of those, you take it on the chin and you just keep trucking, because, there's not much you can do about it. Relatively early on in the third period, Kakko, who's been looking pretty darn good to this point, great defensive play, being big old buff Kakko, Beautiful defensive play in the neutral zone. He carries into the offensive zone. Gives it to Ryan Strome. Ryan Strome gives it back to Kakko. He cuts across the blue paint, and my God, what a beautiful goal by Kakko to get his second point, his first goal of the season, and give the Rangers a 3-2 lead. And man, oh man, Kakko seems like he might have got his confidence back because he was buzzing the rest of the game. He was taking a few other shots after that were pretty gutsy, that were fantastic. Yeah. If we can get this kind of Kakko, who's very confident and is going to shoot the puck, we could have a fun next, 65 games with Kakko. And for a minute, it looks like the Rangers might actually get the game. They look solid for a while in the third period. You get to the last 3 minutes, you still don't have the lead. Devils take a rush into the offensive zone. And, okay, there was a few different plays here that kind of went bad. I'm going to be honest, because I love him, but I feel criticism is valid when it's due. Adam Fox kind of had a rough play here. Shades a little too far towards the right boards on this play. Kind of leaves Lindgren in a 3-on-1 scenario. And if you're Georgiev in this situation, you're kind of automatically screwed because there's a 3-on-1 and they have a perfect, diamond around you. It's Nico Hischier to his right, Dougie Hamilton to his left, and I believe it was Patrick Zyka coming dead on. If Patrick Zyka shoots, right, rebound straight back in front of you, he's just going to take his own rebound. If it goes one way, it's going to be a rebound for Hamilton, and if it goes the other way, it's just going to be a rebound for Hischier. You kind of were screwed in that moment. Yeah, what are you going to do there? It's a 3-on-1. They score, they tie it at 3 in the waning minutes of the third period, and you kind of just shake your fist in the air like a cartoon villain. They keep it tied for the remainder of the third period, and we head into overtime, guaranteeing ourselves a point. That's a positive. And in overtime, boy, we were close to death a few times, and also close to success. I think the worst moment of overtime was Jacob Trouba taking the puck behind the net, trying to pass it out, I believe, to Mika Zibanejad, and just whiffed it. And they got a breakaway. Specifically, Bratt got a breakaway on Georgiev. Gee, where have I seen this story before? And Georgiev, a great save. Georgiev in overtime, pretty darn good. Georgiev in the shootout, mixed bag, but one of the best saves you'll see in hockey, and I think is a save of the year candidate at this point. Another hero of overtime, Adam Fox. I think he genuinely played 3 of the 5 minutes. He was insane. I believe he had almost 30 minutes tonight. For Adam Fox, it was a crazy night and a Herculean effort by him. 28 and 8 seconds. Magnificent night for Fox, by the way. But overtime was a mad scramble. And then we head to the shootout. Oh, good God, the shootout. So I'm going to try to recall the shootout the best I possibly can. But there's no video of the shootout when I'm recording this. So I can't go back and double check all the goals. I'm kind of going off memory when you were kind of, the entirety of the fandom was in a adrenaline high. Kakko, beautiful backhanded shot. He looked great. All night, really. Specifically in the third period. And ever since he got that point, he looked great. That was a beautiful one. Panarin, a incredible one. I mean, the hands that Panarin has, they are hands that have been kissed by God himself. A beautiful goal by Panarin, where he was just playing with his prey at that point. And, man, it was pretty. So, I don't recall it, but Ryan Strome had a goal. I think it was a 5-hole. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on it. Good for Ryan Strome. Then, man oh man, Georgiev kind of sells out too soon. On the ground, but knows that he sold out. Puts his right leg up in the air while he's belly down on the ice, and just gets his skate blade on it to deflect it. And it diverts away. That is the save of the year to this point. Not for the Rangers, for the National Hockey League. Oh, Alexander Georgiev. You do things like that, and we're like, oh, yeah, there's this save. There was another save earlier in the game that was insane. Last year, the save that he had against the Flyers, where he was, doing the full-on splits to hit it with a skate blade. Georgiev's got it in him. He is built different at points. There's just those awful moments in between where he lets up, cupcake goals that kind of spoil it. But A beautiful save there that kept the Rangers in it. They weren't able to capitalize on that round, but the next round they would. He makes another save on Zyka. And then Chris Kreider gets it in his second career shootout attempt. Marches it down. Chris Kreider, who's having the best start to the season of his career, he scores in the 7th round of the shootout. And the Rangers get a second point. And also shave a few years off of everyone watching the game's life. Okay. So, where do we begin? Defense had some moments of greatness tonight. They also had some terrible moments. Overall, I'm going to say it was okay enough. The offense, again, at moments, fantastic. Kakko had an incredible night. Adam Fox looked great. Lafreniere had a pretty nice goal. And that whole thing was going well. I haven't really praised them enough. The fourth line was putting in work tonight, and they deserve some praise. They put in work, man. The fourth line, it's Rooney, Reeves, and Dryden Hunt, who I have not given enough credit this season. I know he doesn't have any points, but Dryden Hunt is a grinder and puts it on net quite a bit. Kind of deserves some praise for the Rangers this season. He's been pretty solid, as a fourth-line player can be. The offense did enough. In the shootout, I don't know, shootouts are weird. Was this a super exciting shootout? Yes, it was. I think anyone who watched this shootout would say that was exciting. But at the same time, I kind of dislike the concept of it, and so while I still enjoyed it, I don't like that it exists, if that makes any sense. But man, the Rangers hold on, and I mean hold on for dear life, to get the extra point. Georgiev, I said I'd talk about him. I'm going to say he had a very good game. He made good saves when he needed to. Some of the goals, kind of not his fault. The Dougie Hamilton goal, no one's stopping that. The shootout goals do not matter. The third goal was kind of on the fact that the defense wet the bed, and it was a 3-on-1 where you literally, unless you are on top of the puck and freeze it, you're getting scored on. There's nothing he can do in that instance. So I'm going to say he had a pretty nice night overall. 24 saves on 27 shots, which isn't like the sexiest stat line, but it was good enough. And again, that save of the year candidate in the 6th round of the shootout. And if I'm not mistaken, the 7th round, he just barely, reaching back across, got his stick on it, if I'm not mistaken. So he had a few buttes tonight. And I'm going to say he had a big game. I know he wasn't the first star. I believe the first star, the technical first star was Kakko. I would say, like, Kakko, then Georgiev. He had a really, really nice night, man. And so that's that. That was one of the most stressful games I've watched in recent memory. The Rangers hold on. They pick up another pair of points. They continue to hold strong in the Metropolitan. Only a point behind Carolina and the Caps, which is pretty exciting for the Rangers. They've looked, I don't know if they've looked solid to this point, but they've looked like a team. They're getting the points. My hope is, I feel like we're somewhat getting better as it progresses. I'm hoping that once we get towards the end of the season, we have everything put together, but because we lucked into some wins, not that this was all luck, but since we got some cheapy wins to start the season out, we don't have to worry about clawing our way for a wild card, and we can kind of just be in the playoffs generally. That's what I kind of get the vibe of at this point. Anyway, that was it for this evening. We play Tuesday against Montreal, still in MSG, 7 p.m. Eastern, and I'll be here after that. Man, oh man, this game was something else, huh? Anyway, if you enjoyed, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. And as always, go Rangers.